Tara Cherie here. It's really good to be here with you today. And I just want to welcome you to my home office. If you are watching for the first time, I just want to welcome you. If you're returning, I just want to say welcome back. And I want to keep this short, sweet, and to the point. I have a jam-packed day. Had to frost my daughter's cake this morning for her birthday on Saturday, in the middle of working on that project, and finishing piping and decorating that tomorrow, so that's exciting. In addition to that, just have some meetings for the kids and with some clients today. So I just want to keep this short and sweet and quick. And I just really wanted to encourage you and speak to those of you that are feeling a little overwhelmed. You know, summertime is great, especially if you have a family and you have children and you want to spend time with them. But it can also get kind of tedious and overwhelming if you're not on point, especially because you want to be able to build your business, you want to be able to find your purpose and walk that out, you want to build your ministry, you know, you want to do all these things, but yet you have kids, and sometimes you could get torn with, I really want to spend time with my children and I really want to be able to do things with them, but I still want to be able to bring in income. I still want to fulfill my purpose. I still want to serve and help as many people as I possibly can help, because I'm feeling overwhelmed, because I'm torn. And I just want to encourage you, because that can be frustrating, but it also doesn't have to be. There's opportunity in that. I think first and foremost, first of all, you really need to give yourself some grace, because you're in an interesting time. You know, you're not just called to your purpose, your work, your business, and what it is that you do on a day-by-day basis, but you're also called to be a mom, to be a dad, to be a wife, to be a husband. You know, you're called to serve in your friendships and your relationships with other people, right? And so you need time to still sow into those areas, and it shouldn't be a chore or the next thing to do on your to-do list. So if that's you, I just want to really encourage you to, first of all, take a step back. I know you may have a lot of meetings and you might have a lot of things going on, and life may seem like go, 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 but I want you to take a step back. Even if you have to kind of reschedule some meetings for a day or two, and I want you to get into a place where you can just listen. And that could be, in order to get stop your mind from racing, that could be getting in a place where you just relax. Maybe you listen to your favorite music, maybe you take a walk and get out in nature, maybe you visit and get away. Maybe not far, but maybe you go to a place you haven't explored before that you hear is really beautiful. Just a place where you can kind of get your mind quiet so that you can really hear and listen and get clarity on what you need to do. And if you're the praying type, I really encourage you to take that time to pray and ask, what is it that I need revelation on, I need knowledge, I need understanding on, what truly is my next steps. And if you have, I grab that calendar and to take that with you when you go into a quiet place and you start to get that rest, because you need revelation in order to move forward. You can't just be go, go, go all the time. Sometimes you need time to recharge, refuel your batteries, restructure the way that you do some things, and it's called tweaking. I want you to stop thinking that you're doing something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You just need to make a series of tweaks in your life so that you have balance and an overall quality of life that you truly desire, that you truly want. Okay, so maybe you need to just get into that quiet spot and look at your calendar and say, okay, secondly, what needs to be delegated? If I were to think of, in fact, I encourage you to grab pen and paper if you're watching this, and I really want you to spend some time writing down what your top 5 priorities are right now. Okay? Is it your, family? If you're single, is it your job? Is it something going on in your life? Is it something that you would like to do on your bucket list but you haven't gotten to yet just because you talk about it but it hasn't been made a priority for you? Priorities are super important because we need to get away and enjoy life so that we can in turn, in essence, be more productive. I promise you that if you take time to get away and to live your life and to enjoy it, that when you do come back to the table, you're leading a quality of life still that's even more productive than it was before. Okay, you're more accomplished, you're more productive, you're more focused, you're thinking more clearly, you're enjoying it. It doesn't seem monotonous like a mundane task. We're not meant to live life that way, you guys, but some of you have plates that are super overloaded. Okay, and that's not freedom. That's like bondage, you know? Everybody else is telling you what to do rather than you telling your time and what matters to you, where it needs to go. And not everything needs to be on your plate. So I want you to take a look at that, because in order to have more free time, you need to really take a look at, okay, first of all, what's no longer serving you anymore, and get that off your plate, okay? Then you need to look at, okay, now what can I delegate to somebody else that's still important, but maybe it's not in my top 5 of priorities. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't later become a priority. Your life is going to shift in seasons, you guys. You're going to see in certain seasons, certain things take more precedence over others, and that's okay. So I want you to accept that, and I want you to be okay with that if you're being led a different direction or shifting and in transition in a different manner than what you were before. Okay, that's totally normal, because as you grow, your story is going to evolve, your priorities are going to shift, what you need to take care of is going to shift, but you need to free yourself up a little bit, okay? So those areas that you really need to concentrate on, I want those areas to be your focus, okay? If it's not a priority, it doesn't serve you anymore, take that off your plate, okay? Next, I really encourage you, as you are building a ministry, building a business, or, you know, in a job, to set aside those hours, but to do it around your family, to do it around things that you love, okay? And that may mean that you may, for a while, need to schedule some me time. Okay, me time is doing something that you enjoy doing, reading a book, getting out there, meeting a friend for lunch, those kinds of activities, okay? Going to a destination that you haven't been to yet, okay? You need to enjoy life, because people are attracted to that. So as you build ministry, you build businesses, you build companies, you do different things in your life, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you feel that your purpose is. Okay, whatever that looks like for you, you really want to go and enjoy your life and live in freedom, because people are really attracted to that. Okay, they're really attracted to somebody that is living a great quality of life. Okay, so you really want to make sure that you're focusing on that as well. Okay, that's very attractive, and then you feel refreshed, and then you can pour into more people because you've been refueled, recharged, refreshed, so now you're ready to tackle some things, okay? And you don't feel torn anymore, because when you get these things off of your plate, you see, you have more time for your friends, you have more time for your family, you have more time for your spouse, you have more time for your kids. You're able to still get the work in, get the ministry work in, but also enjoy your life. And that's called balance, okay? And that's what you're really looking to do. So maybe it's time, if you haven't looked at your schedule, if you haven't looked at your priorities, to go back to them and see, okay, what is it that needs to take precedence and what doesn't? How can I live a life that's full, that's quality, that's not just surviving each task every day, but that you're really enjoying that overall quality of life, because you deserve to do that, and you are worth it, my friend. You are so much more valuable than what you give yourself credit for sometimes, okay? But you need balance, because balance is part of living in freedom and living that life, you know, that you're meant for, okay? And trust me, you'll be walking out what your purpose is by making some of these changes. That's part of living in your destiny, okay? But it's not enough to say, well, I wish, or one day. No, you can have that now. You don't have to wait. You can have that quality of life right now, but it just takes some effort and action on your part to get there, You have to be intentional, and you have to be purposeful with the things that you've been entrusted with, because these are areas that you've been entrusted with, but not everything is meant to be assigned to you. Did you catch that? Not everything is meant to be assigned to you right now, okay, or at all. And it can be really good things that you're like, this is a good thing, but that doesn't mean that that's what you're called to. So you have to know what you're being called to. So that's the next thing that I would encourage you to pray about and to really consider when making these tweaks and changes. You know, how is this going to fulfill the calling and the purpose for my life? Am I living my best life? And if you're not living your best life, it's time to look at that again and say, okay, something's off. I need to make some tweaks. I need to make some changes because I want to be the best version of me possible, okay? All right, does this make sense? So it really does go hand in hand, okay? So you really need to be diligent when you're considering these things. Write them down, really look at them, really look at your schedule, see where you can free some time up. And if it's a matter of working out some technical issues, or there's some writing you need to do, or maybe you have some speaking engagements, maybe creating some creativity time might be a really good idea as well. And when you start getting things off your plate, you'll find, oh, I have more freedom in my schedule. Or maybe it's the way that you do your schedule you need to consider redoing. Take a look at it and see what maybe, if they are all important, what can you shift in your schedule so that you operate with the maximum amount of time possible. Okay? So that you're not so stressed getting from thing to thing. And I would really encourage you, when you look at that, give yourself 20-30 minutes in between for some me time. You don't have to overbook yourself. Stop doing that to yourself. That's horrible. It's draining you. And then you can't give your best to other people when you serve them. And how can you be entrusted with more if you're not giving people your best? And we want to give people our best, amen? So the only way to really do that is to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Okay, and that includes the last point that I'm going to make today. Really come up with some fun time. Okay, and it may be that you have to schedule that fun time in at first because it's tempting. Like when we start to see breakthrough, when we start to see some things building, it's really tempting to immerse ourselves in the things that we're doing. But that's not feeding us overall, because it's not good enough just to take care of our physical health, or to, because we could eat right, we could exercise and go all the time. That's not taking care of our bodies from a mental health perspective or from an emotional standpoint. And we want to live our overall best quality of life. So scheduling some fun time to really go out there and just really enjoy life will be huge for you. Huge, right? And so I want you to schedule in something that you've been wanting to do for a while, but you haven't done yet. And some of you do that already, and if you do that, that's awesome. But I can guarantee you that's not everybody. Okay, that's not everybody. Some people are really good with time management, but most people are not. Okay, so, and even if you're really excellent at time management, there's always an area that you can tweak, that you can look over, that you can be growing in. So look for ways and ideas of where that you need to grow next. Okay, we should forever be evolving and looking at our lives and, you know, really considering, okay, where's our time? What does that look like? What is our purpose? What is our goals? Okay, because it's not enough just to be passionate. Okay, we have to take action and make sure that what we're doing aligns with where we're at in this season. Amen. So it's all about balance. It's all about shifting so that you can breathe and enjoy life and live. Have fun, you know, because you got your work done, because you're not so bogged down. Now you have 2 hours to go have lunch with a friend or to take your kid to get ice cream. And then you don't feel bad that you neglected them, that you didn't spend time with them, because you got that time in with them. And maybe your spouse wants that time with you, but they don't know how because you couldn't do your work till your kids were in bed. Okay, well, with a few things, maybe you could shift a few things around so that you worked in segments throughout your day, maybe 20, 30-minute segments, and then in the evening you have that time with your spouse to connect, right? So it's just about reevaluating, just shifting. You didn't do anything wrong. but it's just about the tweaking so you can live the best life possible. I hope that this message spoke to you today. It's been such an honor and a pleasure to connect with you. If you're just now hopping on, make sure that you go back and you watch the replay because this was really good today, and I really feel like this message was for someone today. And so definitely go back and take a listen. I am going to leave my information in the comment section. If you're having issues with just tweaking your life a little bit, maybe shifting some priorities, maybe how you place your time, or you have questions about where you're putting your priorities, where you're putting your time, and how can you maximize on that so that you can live a purposeful and huge quality of life, I totally want to connect with you. Amen. I either want to pray with you, or I just want to visit with you for a little while and see what I can do to serve you and just be there for you and support you all the way. So if that's you and you feel a little stuck, you need some clarity, you want somebody to be a sounding board with, let's partner together. I'm going to leave my information in the comments section. If you are on my Instagram or my Facebook and you have access to that, you can also message me privately. I do check that. I also check my others folder for those of you that I'm not friends with. If you feel like this message spoke to you and it's a powerful word and you believe it's for somebody else, hey, please don't hesitate. Do me a favor. Please share this message. Let's get the word out there, right? Because you know people that know people, but I only have limited amount of contacts, right? So by you sharing, that really helps get this powerful message out there. Amen. So make sure you watch and share. Even if you've got somebody that you would like to refer to me to just connect, that's maybe struggling somewhat with their time management, where they're placing their time, maybe some tweaking and things that they need to make. Maybe they're feeling a little overwhelmed and plate's a little full, that kind of thing. If that's you or you know somebody in that boat, please refer them. I am taking one-on-one coaching clients. I'd love to meet with you, consult with you for free for about 45 minutes, no strings attached, just you and I connecting so we can help you come up with a strategy and an action plan so that you feel better about balance in your overall everyday life. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let's plan on connecting on Tuesday between 12:50 p.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless you hear otherwise. Thank you so much again. It's great. It's been a pleasure being here with you today. Have a great rest of your week. Until next time, bye for now.